I, the prisoner of the Xyrian court. The first thing Captain Leon Varys noticed was the silence. Not the kind that comforted, but the kind that listened, as though the walls themselves were waiting to hear him breathe. He stood at the center of a crystalline hall beneath an alien sky, his wrists bound with shimmering restraints that hummed against his pulse. The floor reflected him like a mirror, showing a battered Terran soldier in scarred combat armor, the last survivor of Battalion E-97, now a trophy of the Xyrian Empire. At the far end of the hall sat the throne, carved from living crystal, pulsing faintly with bioluminescent veins. Upon it rested Princess Serathyn Valar, heir to the Xyrian dominion. She was breathtaking and terrible all at once, silver-toned skin, golden eyes, and hair that glimmered like molten glass. Her regal poise radiated command, yet her gaze betrayed something else, curiosity. "This is the human commander who resisted for 14 cycles," she murmured to the court, her voice melodic yet sharp. Her translator drone buzzed softly, repeating her words in standard Terran. "A single man holding back an army. I almost expected you to be taller." Leon didn't respond. His jaw was set, his throat dry. Around him, dozens of alien nobles stared with faint disdain, their elongated features twisting as if the sight of him was an insult. Finally, Serathyn rose from her throne and descended the steps. Her gown flowed like liquid metal, every step echoing in the hushed chamber. When she stopped before him, she tilted her head slightly, studying him as one might examine a dangerous animal behind glass. "Remove his helmet," she said. 2 guards approached, but Leon's glare froze them. "Touch me," he said hoarsely, "and I'll bite." The princess smiled faintly. "Fiery," she said. "For a man already defeated." Leon exhaled through his nose. A soldier's only defeated when he stops standing. That made her pause. There was a flicker of admiration in her eyes, fleeting, but real. She gestured to the guards to step back. "Leave us," she commanded. Gasps rippled through the chamber. "Your radiance is dangerous," one noble protested. "I am aware," she said coldly. "That is why I wish to speak to him alone." The room emptied, leaving only the princess and her prisoner. When the heavy doors closed behind them, the hum of the throne room dimmed into a soft heartbeat-like rhythm. "You fascinate me, Captain Varys," she said, circling him slowly. "You fought to protect a world that wasn't even your own. You refused surrender when logic demanded it. And even now, you refuse to remove your armor. It's the only thing keeping me safe," he muttered. "From us?" she asked. He glanced up. "From myself." Her gaze softened, though her expression remained unreadable. "Show me your face." Leon shook his head. "No." "Why?" "Because the moment I do, I stop being a soldier and start being your entertainment." Serathyn's lips parted slightly in surprise. No one spoke to her like that. No one dared. But she didn't strike him. She didn't even frown. Instead, she whispered, "Perhaps I wish to see the human who still defies me." 2. The chains and the choice. Hours passed. The princess ordered his bindings removed and his quarters transferred from the dungeon to a chamber beside her personal wing for observation, she claimed. Leon wasn't sure whether to thank her or fear her. Each day, she visited, always alone. She'd ask him questions no Xyrian had ever bothered to ask before. About Earth's oceans, human art, the meaning of home. And each day, Leon answered less and less like a prisoner and more like a man who'd forgotten what it felt like to simply talk. One night, while they dined beneath a transparent dome showing the cold swirl of stars, Serathyn spoke softly. "My people are taught that humans are beasts of instinct and blood. But you speak of compassion, of restraint. Perhaps our empire fears what it doesn't understand." Leon looked at her across the table. "And what do you believe?" "I don't know," she admitted. But I want to. The moment hung between them, delicate and dangerous. That was when she said it again, "Show me your face." He hesitated, staring at the polished plates of his helmet. He'd worn it for months without removal before enemies, a barrier between his grief and the world. Beneath it, he carried more than scars, he carried loss. "Princess," he said quietly, "you won't like what you see. Then let me decide that." For a long moment, he was silent. Then, with a low hiss, the helmet seals released. He lifted it off and set it aside. Serathyn inhaled sharply. He was human, yes, but not untouched by war. Burn scars traced one side of his face, pale against his tanned skin. His left eye glowed faintly with the dull red light of a cybernetic implant. Yet his right eye, the human one, was startlingly alive. Blue. Deep. Unflinching. "You survived plasma fire," she whispered, astonished. "That kind of wound. Should have killed me," he finished. It didn't. For the first time, the mighty princess of Xyrians was speechless. She reached out instinctively, her silver fingers trembling just inches from his face. "May I?" He didn't move, but he didn't stop her. Her fingers brushed the scarred skin, and to her shock, it wasn't cold or frightening. It was warm, real, human. Her voice broke the silence. "Your people fear us because we look different. Yet I see no monster." Leon gave a faint, tired smile. "Funny. I was thinking the same thing." 3. The enemy's daughter. The days that followed blurred into something neither of them could name. She'd ask about Earth's sunrise, he'd describe it in poetic detail. She'd play Xyrian string instruments that resonated with light instead of sound. Sometimes, they laughed. Other times, they simply sat in silence, two lonely souls separated by biology and war. But outside the walls of her chamber, whispers spread like wildfire. The court saw her visits as weakness. The generals called it treason. When the Empress herself found out, her fury was volcanic. "You are the heir to the Dominion," she roared. "Not a child to be enchanted by a Terran savage." Serathyn bowed her head but didn't deny it. "He is not what we were told. There is more to this war than power. There is understanding." The Empress's eyes burned like suns. "Then you will learn the cost of defiance." The next day, Leon was dragged from his chamber, beaten, and thrown into the execution pit. 1,000 Xyrian soldiers filled the stands. The air was electric with hatred. Serathyn stood beside her mother, her expression hollow. The Empress's voice rang out. "This Terran captain slaughtered our kin. Let his blood feed the honor of our dead." Leon, bruised but unbowed, looked up toward the royal dais. His one good eye met Serathyn's. He didn't beg. He didn't flinch. He simply nodded a small, silent thank you for the moments they'd shared. And then the guards raised their weapons. But before they could fire, Serathyn stepped forward, shouting, "Stop." The crowd gasped. The Empress turned in rage. "What are you doing?" Serathyn's voice shook, but her resolve didn't. "You said we fight for honor, Mother. But what honor is there in killing one who fought with mercy?" The Empress hissed, "You would defend him? This human?